Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I thank the witnesses for being here for our inaugural posture hearing for the new Congress. We have a lot of work to do in terms of looking at the budget, looking at our national security threats, and I think the chairman did a pretty good job of laying out what the concerns are in the North and SOUTHCOM region. Obviously, homeland defense is at the top of the list, and then organized crime that is involved in human trafficking and drug trafficking, and then the malign influence of China, Russia, and to some degree Iran in the region. On the border security piece, yes, there is greater security on the border. That is a good thing. I want to hear from NORTHCOM about what DOD's role is going to be in that going forward. We have moved considerable assets down to that border. And as the chairman noted, illegal crossings are way down. Is that level of commitment necessary, and what is it doing to readiness elsewhere? During the first Trump administration, we used some of our military bases to house migrants. That undermined the readiness at those bases, the training that they were supposed to do. So how are we balancing that mission with this one, particularly in light of the reduced number of border crossings? Is this the best place to be spending our money? And then the real concern in all of this is partners and allies. As I said, I think the chairman laid out a really good set of priorities for what we need to do to protect the homeland and meet our needs in North and SOUTHCOM. But I'm really curious to see how people feel about partners and allies. The chairman mentioned Panama, for instance, as, moving out of the Belt and Road Initiative, and that's great. But if Panama thinks that the U.S. is going to use military force to retake the Panama Canal, I suspect Panama might recalculate who they need in terms of friends and partners. The tariffs that we are lobbying at Canada and Mexico. As all of you know, Canada plays a huge role in precisely that air defense that the chairman outlined. They are an integral partner. Without them, we could not have the situational awareness over our airspace that we have. If we continue to treat them as a hostile nation, if we continue to talk about annexing them, basically violating their sovereignty, what is Canada going to do? Are they going to maintain that partnership? In addition to that, the Department of Defense, a lot of the equipment that we need to build is done in partnership with Canada. We get a lot of parts for a lot of critical missions and equipment that we make. We're actually going to drive the prices of that up. Now, nobody, apparently except for President Trump, knows exactly what he's going to announce tomorrow. But the tariffs that he has already announced, and crucially the tariffs that he has already threatened, are basically turning our partners against us. They are going to recalculate and figure out who their true friends and allies are. So I'd really like to hear from our witnesses, how are we going to navigate that? Can America really go it alone in the world? Can we really tell the rest of the world basically to go to hell? We only care about ourselves. We don't care about you at all. What are the consequences going to be for our national security if we take that incredibly selfish approach? And if we basically tell the rest of the world that we've decided that we are no longer the leader of the free world, we are no longer here to help protect ideas, we are in it for ourselves, period, full stop, and that is all we are going to do. I think the consequences of that are going to be devastating to the national security of this country. So I look forward to this conversation to figure out how we can better navigate all of those challenges, and I thank the chairman for the time. I yield.